Hey everyone, I'm Ultimate456, you're the Ultimates, and welcome to a channel update video. Okay, so it's been about 6 months since I made my last channel update video. So yeah, it's been quite a long time, and obviously a lot has happened during that time. Um, the world, the world has changed completely. It's pretty scary. We're in uncertain, unprecedented times, and it's scary for me as well. Like, I'm not immune to it in any way. In fact, it's affected me quite a lot, especially in terms of my job and my health, everything like that. I'm fine. I'm completely fine. I'm healthy. I don't have the coronavirus, which is good. And I intend on keeping it that way by following the new restrictions that have been put in place, social distancing, only leaving the house for exercise or other essentials, and like going to work and all that kind of stuff. So I intend on continuing to follow those restrictions. In terms of washing hands, I've always washed my hands quite thoroughly. In fact, if anything, I barely needed to change the amount of times I wash my hands or the length of time that I wash my hands when this came into effect. I've always felt that hand hygiene is good. It's good to have clean hands, especially if after you're gaming for a long time, your hands feel grimy. It's like, ugh, get it off me. So yeah, because of this, virus, it's obviously difficult to predict and plan for what's going to happen in the future. Even just since I made the last update, it wasn't that hard to plan or predict what was going to happen, because every week was just going to be the same thing over and over again in terms of my job. And now it's a bit different. I don't want to go too much into it, but to be honest with you, the amount of times I thought about making this video, I was going to be saying a lot more. And now I think it's probably better if I just keep it a bit more to myself, but still tell you kind of what's going on. My job is secure. I do have employment, and I continue to have employment. I will continue to have employment, but I'm not happy there anymore, and I want to leave. So I'm doing my best to look for alternatives and try and get that happening as soon as possible. Obviously, a lot of people out there are saying like this is the worst possible time that you could leave a job, because obviously there's so few jobs going right now. Basically, at least in terms of Australia, we only have essential services running, and that means that there are a whole bunch of jobs that are considered non-essential, and they just don't exist anymore. So it is quite challenging to get a job right now. But the thing is, on top of that, at least our experts, our people in Australia, are saying that we might not come back to normality for a long time. To be honest, it might be like, it could be 6 months, it could be 12, it could be 18 months. There's a lot that needs to happen before we can get back to a sense of normality. And if that's the case, then we can't just sit around for months and months and months and wait until things get easier. My hope was that when things settled down again, there would be a jobs boom, but a lot of the experts are saying that that's probably not going to happen. So we need to just keep going and get a move on right now, even if it's really hard. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been trying to figure out exactly how that's going to work. I have made certain choices, certain decisions, and we're going to see if those things pan out over the next couple of weeks and months. Things are going to be moving very fast. Even though everyone's life is on hold right now, things move so quick, and it's unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen, or at least for my position, I don't know what's going to happen, which is scary. It's terrifying. Uncertainty causes anxiety, causes stress, and then it makes it really difficult to do things. So it sucks, but the fact of the matter is that it is what it is. This did happen. There's no way to change the past, and we need to keep moving forward. And that's pretty much it. We just need to keep moving forward and need to keep remaining hopeful. So let me just looking at my notes here just to see what to talk about. So I guess I'll talk about a little bit more about the channel. Danganronpa is still going on. In fact, I've literally just finished recording the end of it. The last episode for the story will be 89, I think, or 90. So it's going to be around the time this video goes up anyway. I don't know when I'm going to post this. I'm recording it on the 13th of April. And I don't know exactly when it's going to go up, but it'll go up pretty soon after I finish recording it. There's still going to be the post game for Danganronpa, which is actually quite long. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't think it'll take more than a month. And I'm going to do it strategically so that way we can get it done as soon as possible so I can move on to something else, because I literally checked, and ever since I posted the last update video, the only games I've done are Resident Evil 7 and Danganronpa. It's literally taken almost exactly 6 months. Well, it's going to be more than 6 months to finish those two games. So I know that there has been a bit of like a stagnation in terms of the different games that I'm playing. You have really only had 2 games for the past 6 months, and it's unfortunately it's the nature of the beast. Like, I can't put any more effort into making video. I can't make more content than I'm already making because it is already so stressful, and I'm having to, not that the like doing it is stressful, but just the amount of work does kind of really grind. And then when you couple that with a real full-time job, it's it gets hard. To be honest, because of all this uncertainty, I'm actually not 100% sure what I'm going to do next. I wanted it to be the Neo DLC, but the thing with the Neo DLC is it's quite long, and also it's more of the same, which Neo is great. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic game. But having it be more of the same Neo can also be, like, I could understand how it would be hard to watch more Neo. So I still intend on doing it. I just don't think I'm going to do it next. I think, to be honest, what I'm going to do is the Resident Evil 3 remake next, for a few reasons. Number one, it's fairly simple. The trophy list is not difficult at all. It requires you to play it on the harder difficulties, but I'll work that out. However hard it is, I'll work out a strategy for it. I always do, so that's not an issue. The collectibles, I have played it. Like, I've played it all the way through, and I just need to find out where some of the other collectibles are. On my first playthrough, if you can believe this, my first playthrough, I found every single note, of which there are 54, except for 2. So I found 52 out of 54 notes without a guide. Just on my first playthrough, I was just like, let me get through the game, see what it's like. I found 52 of 54, and I found 13 of the like little Mr. Raccoon. I think they're called Toy Uncle in this game. So I did a pretty good job, and now I want to play again, and I'm gonna probably just look up a guide and figure out where they are, because I played it again a second time trying to find more stuff. I haven't finished it yet, but I only found one extra Toy Uncle, and I was like, I have no idea where the rest of these items are. So I'm probably just gonna like use a guide, write my own guide, and then go from there. So yeah, Resident Evil 3 will most likely be the next game that I do. I'll talk a little bit about it. Like, Resident Evil 3, a lot of people have been saying how they're disappointed in the game's quality. Well, not so much of the game's quality, but just the amount of game that there is. And I definitely concur. I think that Capcom have rushed this, and it's very, very frustrating, because the Resident Evil 2 remake was incredible, absolutely incredible. It was pretty much perfect and flawless almost in every single way. And with Resident Evil 3 remake, the game is still solid, the mechanics are solid, and the graphics are solid, everything like that. But the story, as far as I can tell, a lot of the story has been left out. I've actually been watching, I don't know if I'm going to finish it, but I've been watching Maximilian Dude's Resident Evil 3 sort of like upgraded texture mod playthrough on YouTube for the past few days. I've watched like 3 out of 8 hours. He did like I think he calls them, what does he call them, a full through? So he's max full through, which is pretty clever, because if his name is Maximilian, like, it's a good good combination there. He seems like a good guy as well. I don't mind watching him. But yeah, I've been watching that, and it seems like there was just so much in that original game. There was a lot of frustrating elements as well. There were, as far as I can tell, it's like, oh, you got to get the fire hose, but in order to get the fire hose, you need to get like you need to get this other item, and then in order to get that, you need to get another item. So there was always like just one thing after another. So that is obviously frustrating, and that's not the same as what's happening in Resident Evil 3. But in Resident Evil 3, it's like they've literally just pulled all of the guts out and just left like a bare skeleton of a game, and that's what the frustrating thing is. Needless to say, it's still okay. I'm still going to do it for the sake of doing the entire series on the channel. There's talk that they will do more Resident Evil remakes, which would be cool. I think we could potentially see a 4 remake, even though I haven't played the original, and I really do want to, because a lot of people say that's pretty much one of the best ones. It would be really interesting to see the first game remade again. You know, we're in a weird time now. Lots of games are going to be being remade, and hopefully they, you know, turn out good. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to do, like in terms of Resident Evil 3. I think that's going to be the next game. Okay, the next game to talk about is the Final Fantasy VII Remake. This looks like Square Enix have hit it out of the park. A lot of people are very happy with it. I think people's main complaints are the side quests and perhaps that it is a little short. I've been watching people play it. I've actually been watching one person in particular play it, and it seems like, well, all I want to do is I want to play it. I want to play it real bad. So I'm going to try and get my hands on it at some point, and play it for myself as well, because I played the demo, and the demo was incredible, and it looks like the rest of the game, they've done such a good job. In terms of the scope of the game, obviously a lot of people have been talking about how the first game, which is kind of strangely called Final Fantasy VII Remake, like no part 1 or, you know, whatever, only takes the Midgar portion of the original game and expands it into like a full game. And that is strange, because if they intend to do the full game, this thing could go on for years and years and years. But to be honest, I don't mind. I never played the original Final Fantasy VII. I remember I borrowed it off a friend. I think I've told this story before, but I borrowed it off a friend when I was about 14. I played it for a week, and I only got up to like the Wall Market section with the cross-dressing scene and Don Corneo, and then I kind of just stopped playing it because I don't know, I just couldn't grasp like what it just felt like it went on and on and on, and I couldn't grasp the fun of it. Like I couldn't understand how to have fun with it. And to let you guys in on a little secret, when I was recording Danganronpa, I found it actually rather easy to record, in that I could make a lot of episodes and have them go on for quite a while, and that would give me a chance to like not only prepare something for what I was going to do next, which in this case was Neo, but also play something for myself, which I hadn't done in a long time. And I played the PS4 version of Final Fantasy VII. Now, I played it until there's a trophy in that game called Best Bromance, and what you have to do is you have to gain affection points with Barrett in order to take him on a date during the Golden Saucer, and that happens about, I don't know, I didn't even finish the game, so it happens like maybe 40% into the game, maybe a bit more, I don't know exactly, 40 to 60% in the game. And when I played it the first time, I knew about the trophy, but I made one big mistake, and that caused me to not get the Best Bromance trophy. So then I had a decision to make. Do I continue the game and go to the end, or do I start again, go for the Best Bromance trophy, and then go from there, knowing that by the time I get to that point again, I probably won't have enough time to finish it. So what did I choose? Of course I chose the latter option. That's who I am. So even though I didn't finish the game, I did get to go back. I made all the right choices, and I got the Best Bromance trophy, which is the hardest trophy to get. I got everything out of the way. I think all the others are not missable, so if I was to continue from that save file, which is now like probably like 3 to 4 weeks old, I could probably complete the game and get everything. To be honest, the idea of doing Final Fantasy VII on the PS4 and then obviously Final Fantasy VII Remake is quite appealing to me. I would like to, like, it would be awesome to see that contrast between the first game and then the remake, or the original game and the remake. Obviously, we wouldn't be able to see a massive contrast or a comparison because it's only the Midgar portion of the game, but it would be cool to do. I actually was looking at a few old channel update videos that I had made recently, and I did talk about Final Fantasy VII and having that as a potential game to do in the future. So, like I said, I don't know. It is appealing to me. It would be really difficult for me to do right now because it's a lot of work. But maybe, I don't know, maybe I could do it. Having played it recently and knowing how much of the early game I could do without, like how many episodes I could do just from now, you know, it is a possibility. So I'm not ruling it out completely. But for the time being, Resident Evil 3 Remake is going to be the game that comes after Danganronpa, and that probably won't go on for that long. And then we'll see. I don't know. Maybe, hopefully I can go to the Neo DLC, but I don't know. I am sorry that I'm a bit uncertain and confused. But like I said, that's just like where we are right now in the world. I think if it wasn't for this, there would be a lot more just concrete, like bang, 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 this is what we're going to do. But because of this thing, it has been affecting my mind. But I think I just have to keep telling myself, and you guys have to keep telling yourselves as well, things are going to be okay. You have to remain hopeful and just keep knocking things off the list. Like literally write a list of what you intend to accomplish and start working on those things. And just do one thing at a time. And it doesn't matter how long it takes. When it's done, it's done. So I think that's an important note to make. Obviously, it relates heavily to me because, you know, the channel and wanting to do more and more games, eventually, that's kind of like where I'm at, is like I want to do more, but don't want it to take too long. So what else? Neo 2. So I bought Neo 2, I actually have it. Haven't played it yet. I've seen that a lot of people have the Platinum already. It's far easier to get than the Neo 1 Platinum was. At least in terms of like what you have to do in the game. Obviously mechanically it's probably quite similar to the first game with a few added extras. So, you know, if you're good enough at the game to actually be able to accomplish it, then the Platinum should be relatively easy. That kind of bodes well in a way, because if it's not too long, then eventually I can do that as a game as well. I'm sorry that I haven't been able to do it, you know, straight away. Another important thing to remember is with the nature of my channel, it is extremely difficult for me to have a game release and then have a guide ready almost immediately. It's very, very difficult. And if it does happen like that, like with Resident Evil 3, what is it? It came out 2 weeks ago, and then I might have a guide ready in like a month's time. So that's not too bad for one game, but I can't do that for all games. So that's really, really important to keep in mind. So another game is Ghost of Tsushima. Man, how am I even going to do Ghost of Tsushima? It's going to be like, hey everyone, I'm Ultimate 456, you're the Ultimates, and welcome to episode 1 of Let's Platinum Ghost of Tsushima. Like, I'm going to fail at doing the intro every single episode because I cannot pronounce it. Tsushima. Just the T is silent. That's all I have to remember. Anyway, Ghost of Tsushima. Whatever, you know. Ghost of Tsushima. People are saying it's probably going to be delayed. We haven't heard any news yet as to its delay. I believe it's supposed to come out in about 6 weeks, like maybe five or 6 weeks or something like that. So if it is going to be delayed, we're going to hear about it soon. If it is, it's fine. You know, in a way, it's kind of good because like there's just so much this year. There's so much, and it's like every year it's just like more and more and more and more. So if it is delayed, then it's fine. It is what it is, and I do something else. But I think Ghost of Tsushima is still something that I want to try and do eventually. And I still want to do something, like I still want to do an indie title. I still don't know which one, but I definitely want to do an indie title at some stage. Like Blasphemous, for example, is Souls-like, and I think that would be a cool one to do. But yeah, like I said, not really 100% sure on that one. So yeah, another thing I should say is that obviously it's, like I said, it's a very confusing time, but I am remaining hopeful, and I'm just knuckling down on work, like real work, and the channel. I'm just trying to focus my attention. Even like, I'll tell you right now, like 4 days ago, this video would have had a very different tone. And I'm doing it now because I'm confident enough in myself to just say, things are going to be okay. We just have to keep going. And then eventually, we'll look back at this and say, that was a crappy time that we had, and now things are okay. And maybe, just maybe, we can be more appreciative of the good times as well. Because once you've had the standard change, lower or raise, whichever way you're looking at it, you can appreciate the good times, or the not virus times, as it were. So yeah, that's really hard. Probably two notes I want to end on is that if you're feeling anxious or stressed, it's completely normal. I am too. It's taken me a lot of time to get as confident as I hopefully sound right now. And it's gonna happen again. I'm gonna get anxious, I'm gonna get stressed. Like my hairline, like you might be able to see, the camera's not like the best quality, but like I am kind of receding. But at least I'm looking older now. Well, actually, the last time you guys saw me, I was 29. This is 30-year-old me. Look at that. Anyway, so yeah, I'm getting older. I'm still anxious. I'm still stressed, just like probably many of you. And all I can say is, like, we can do it. We can do it. We will get through this. We absolutely will get through this. I don't know how, and I don't know what it's going to look like on the other side, but we absolutely will get through this. So do not give up hope. There is always, always, always hope. Always. And yeah, if you're feeling stressed and anxious, remember that maintain social distancing and only go outside for essentials. But if you need to, just go exercise for a little bit. Just go walk around the block. That should be completely fine. Obviously, check your governments, check your rules and all that for where you live. But try and go outside, get some sun, because it is proven that that big yellow ball in the sky is our power source, and we need to get that. We need to. I think even to the point where, just kind of on a slight aside, I heard the radio before, people who are being isolated inside are getting so little sun that their skin is starting to break out in stuff like eczema and acne. And it's so that, I think what they dubbed it ISO skin. I only heard this like very briefly, but I think they were dubbing it ISO skin or something, so isolation skin. Portmanteaus are a very big thing in the now, if you want to call it that. So yeah, it is a thing, and you need to get sun and drink plenty of water and exercise. It's so important. And finally, the last thing I want to leave you on, Danganronpa is the game that I have been playing for the past over 3 months now, and it will probably hit close to the fourth month mark. I don't know exactly how long it's going to go for, but it'll probably hit around that. If you did not start watching it, if you did not continue watching it, or if you legitimately had absolutely no interest in it, if you have time, please watch it. Without wanting to spoil a single thing of what happens in that game, please watch it. If there was ever a time to watch Danganronpa, it is now. Watch the beginning, watch to the middle, watch all the way to the end, and make sure you finish it. Because the message of that game, again, without wanting to spoil it, the message of that game, the finale, everything that comes, is so important, and it is never, ever in the history of our humanity, of our contemporary lives, it has never been more important than it is now. So please, I beg of you, I don't care if you've got an ad blocker, I don't care about any of that. I don't care about getting paid, or like about YouTube giving me revenue like from views and all that kind of stuff. I want you to watch it if you're feeling down. And even if you're not, it's good. It is so important. So on that note, I do hope that everyone is remaining hopeful. I want you to stick it out. I'm going to be sticking it out. I'm going to be doing everything I possibly can to not only work hard in my real life, but work hard on this. And I keep saying that, like, real life, YouTube is real life. It is real life. It's, you have your traditional roles, and that's fine, but this is as real as anything else. And even though I'm speaking to you through a camera, I really hope that I'm reaching people, and I really hope that you guys have taken solace and a hopeful message from this. because this is probably the most important channel update that I've ever done. Well, except for one other, and those who have been around for a long time know exactly which one I'm talking about. Alright, so I think I'm going to leave it there. I actually kind of want to go do some more work. I want to go edit some more videos for Danganronpa, and maybe hopefully have a chance to play some Resident Evil 3 soon. So that's at the moment what you can look forward to. I'm sorry that I haven't been able to provide, a further a further roadmap, but as the weeks go by, as the months go by, we will beat this thing and things will get better, and we'll go back to living our lives, and hopefully things will return to business as usual. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the viewership that I've been getting. It continues to increase. I'm just under, to give you an idea, I'm just under a trajectory to hit 2 million views by the end of this year. I am that close. Like, I think it's 3,170 views every day, and my average is like well over 2,600 a day. And I've hit, the highest I ever hit was 3,310 views, and that was recently. So I think by the end of the year we can get there. It would be really cool to hit another whole million views, actually more than a million, because I wasn't at a million before the start of this year, but more than a million views by the end of the year. That would be absolutely incredible. So keep watching. Stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And yeah, and I've got a Patreon as well if you want to support me that way. Sorry that I don't have too much on there. I haven't really been able to update it. Hopefully I'll get around to that one day, but yeah, at this stage, it's just how things go. I'm doing my best, and hope you guys are too. Stay well, stay safe, stay indoors for now, and let's keep going, let's keep getting through this. Alright, so I want to thank you all for watching this update video. My name's Ultima456, you're the Ultimates, and I'll see you next time.